Title: The manager who tried to fire me got promoted to unemployment. I used to work at a mid-sized marketing firm. Not glamorous, but it paid the bills. And I was actually pretty good at my job. Project coordinator, wrangling clients, organizing timelines, the usual chaos. My manager, let's call her Karen, of course, was one of those people who loved power but hated responsibility. She didn't know how to run a team, barely showed up for meetings, and somehow took credit for every successful campaign even if she did absolutely nothing. Now, I could deal with incompetence. I'm used to carrying dead weight. But then Karen decided I was a threat. It started with her subtly removing me from projects I had initiated. Then she stopped CCing me in client emails. Eventually, she gave my upcoming campaign to her niece who had just graduated and didn't know what ROI even stood for. My breaking point came when I overheard her on the phone with HR, trying to fabricate a paper trail to get me fired for insubordination and poor performance. Big mistake. You see, while Karen was out to lunch most of the time, both literally and mentally, I was quietly documenting everything. Every project I completed, every compliment from clients, every time she missed a deadline and I stepped in. I even had screenshots of our chats where she praised my work. Gold for what I was planning. But I didn't go to HR right away. Oh no, I wanted the kind of revenge that echoed in that office long after I left. So here's what I did. I reached out to one of our largest clients, let's call them Titan Tech, who loved working with me and asked if they'd be open to a freelance contract if I ever left the company. Their exact words were, "We'd prefer it." Perfect. Next, I waited until we were 1 week out from a massive campaign launch. The kind Karen had hyped to the execs for months. One that I had done literally everything for. Then I scheduled a meeting with HR, presented my immaculate portfolio of receipts, including her call to fire me, and gave my 2 weeks notice. Now, technically, I didn't need to give notice. I could have just quit. But I wanted Karen to sweat. On my second to last day, I had one final meeting scheduled. The execs, Karen, me, and the client, Titan Tech. Karen was all smiles, bragging about how she led the project. That's when Titan Tech's lead cut her off and said, "Actually, we're not continuing with your firm after this campaign. We'll be working directly with from now on." You could hear a pin drop. Karen turned red. Like fire truck red. She tried to stammer something about contracts, but they had already looped in legal. She had no idea this was coming. And here's the cherry. I had emailed a full report to the company's leadership detailing everything I had handled, plus how Karen had tried to sabotage me. I sent it during that meeting. By the time I got back to my desk, she was being escorted out by security. Turns out my little portfolio